Good afternoon, and well, happy to have you. Let's start with the Qigong. Um, okay, something to look for in the Tai Chi we're going to do. Um, Maybe you remember that I talked in one of the previous classes about the difference in how Yang Qi rises and Yin Qi descends. And the difference was that if you facilitate the Yang Qi, it is like if you have these hard parts of a vertical pipe that you have to align on one another. That means that before you turn sideways or whatever, you first have to align these parts, move up, and once you're at the out of the end of the pipe, so to speak, you will feel when that happens. That's where you can rotate the pipe. Remember, you do not break it. You rotate the entire pipe, and there you get into a position. Whilst the Yin Qi is relatively supple. The Yang Qi going over the outside, the back and the outside of the arms. You slightly open, and then you allow the Yin Qi there and the inside of the arms to go down. But there it can twirl a little bit. A slight spiral going down the inside of the legs, but it's more supple, more pliable. That's not the only difference. There is another difference necessary to, open up your system for free circulation. And that is, again, a relatively mechanical thing. Let's look at scissors. You know, scissors. They have a hinging screw in the center, and if you move, then both blades open up and close together. You move your two fingers at the same time. That means that, for instance, let's say the 7th Qigong, because that bends over. Now, instead of a scissors only has one hinge, now you have two, at the shoulder and at the hip location. And they both have to rotate at the same time, but not at the same speed, because this angle is almost there, whilst this angle has to go a relatively large distance. So you have to find the relative speed of the hip joint versus the shoulder joint rotation. And then at the same time, and there everything stops. So moving upward in the 7th Qigong should not be, first you drop the arms, of course, until they reach the lowest point of gravity, only you do not stop. That's now for the demonstration. But it should not be that this already is erect, these two parts, and that this part, the arm part, comes later. So, first the lowest point, that's the starting point, and then at the very same time you move up. So they are connected, shoulder joint and hip joint, where the yang part is concerned. In the yin part, where you go down, where you descend through the front of the body, it works differently. Then they are disconnected. We can find this in the 10th Qigong, for instance, where you stand up, two hinges move at the same time. First find the lowest point of gravity with the arms, and that's where you start. So you first rotate in the shoulder hinge. Yes, you fall down as well. The rotation helps you push the chi down, or guide it down, sorry. But first the shoulder joint, and then the hip joint. There. Then you move up again according to the yang rules, meaning two things. hip joint and shoulder joint rotate connected, and you first move up, then you rotate. There you go. This is the shoulder joint again. See, it rotates there. Then you get the seated position, and then you rotate in the hip joint. So we never force qi into a movement. There are two, well, we guide it and we help it because we are not fully opened and our qi is at 70% instead of 100, like when you were a little baby, when you were a healthy baby, that is. That means that we facilitate the qi, but we do help it. Now, yang qi wants to rise all by itself. It's often compared to fire. So the only thing you have to do is put the pipes where the fire has to go through, the parts of the pipe, exactly on top of one another, and then the fire will rise all by itself. Yin qi often is compared to water. Well, and you know how water trickles down, let's say, along the side of a wall with rocks and so on. It trickles down. So we have to give it some push. And that's the wrong word, the wrong phrase, because we do not actually push the yin qi down. That would be contradictory to the idea of yin, because it's too active. But what we do is we prevent it from rising again. Like the water falling on a rock, we prevent it from splattering up because we lock the space above as soon as it has passed. It cannot go up, it can only go down. It might take a while, but that's how the yin qi also will remove stagnations at the front of the body. So these two rules. Again, yang qi rises in a fixed manner. Yin qi is slightly pliable when going down. That's one. And the second one is that when you move up, let's say in a Taiji position, with a slightly curved back, this is too visible, but the hip joints and the shoulder joints are connected, like that. But when I move down, from here to the walking like a cat position, the yin qi slightly pliable. See, the shoulders move first, and then I can sit down. So first the shoulder disc, then the hip disc. Good. Long talk. Now let's do something. 5 steps, including the Pong Lu Jian. Open up. And Qi Shi. In Qi Shi, you start placing the pipe. So here I'm busy with my spine, so to speak. The part that I can be aware of in the back. I'm placing all the parts exactly on top of one another, trying to feel the warmth rise to the top of the head. Then I slightly open up. I start here on the inside of the arms, in connection with the front of my face and the throat. It will meet in the upper chest, and then I slightly close, and the yin qi can only go down. So you rise, you facilitate fire, and you prevent water from bouncing up again. Qi Shi. Good. Walk like a cat. Sorry, first the rotation. There. Bao Chou. Rise. Rotate. Pliably down. This might seem confusing. Hey, you are turning while you are ascending. No, I am first turning and then I am ascending. At the top I can rotate, and yin chi is pliable. It will sink spiral-wise down. So you first rotate, then you rise. Then you rotate. Then you spiral down. And now we go to walking like a cat. There. Sit, hold for a moment. Up. Yamafenzung. Change sides. Sit. Yamafenzung. Now we go to Pong Lu Jian. Lan Chue Wei. Pong Lu Ji An. Lan Chue Wei. Pong Lu Ji An. Lan Chue Wei. Pong Lu Ji An. And the other side. Bao Zhou Lan Chue Wei. Pong Lu Ji An. Lo Xiao Bu. Change sides. Lo Xiao Bu. And one more. Lo Xiao Bu. Yu Nu Chuan Shuo. Yunu Chuansua. And center. Gaotrang Ma. Open with Qi Shi. At the side, rotate and sit. Rotate and sit. Sideways. Full rotation. There. There. And one more. And center again. Third step. I'm not going too low. I've injured my knee last week, so I'm taking it a bit slow. There. Forward. Rotate out. Up. Sink. Rotate. Same rule applies of Yang Qi and Yin Qi. Hip and shoulder. Align, first the shoulder, then the hips. Spiral down. And up again for the Yang. And center. Open a circle. Shift your weight. A loose fist. The entire side goes forward, up, and the elbow drops above the fist. Shift your weight. Make a fist. Position like in the form, Jodi each way, but then you move up. And the elbow falls above the fist. You look in between the index and the thumb. Sideways. There. Close to the face. Move up through the back. And the elbow sinks above the fist. Turn to the other side. And turn again. If you can see the legs, please note that I do not push myself up with the knee joint, but with the ankle joint, like that. Make your placement. This is the position as you encounter it in the form. And then we finish it. In the form you want to finish it, but you're bounced off into a Daonian hole, if you recall. And one more. and center. Circle up. Rotate the front foot in a full 90-degree angle. Still some weight in the rear foot, but the main weight is placed above the front foot. Now first fall back so the front foot can raise, well, its front. Then you continue into a full rotation. Fall with your weight, drop your weight into that foot, bounce up. And there you go. So first fall back. Then you fully rotate, drop your weight, while you rise, roll out. Out. 劈身锤. Okay, watch the feet. Imagine a cross on the floor, a baseline and a break line. So now I go to the vertical line, up, there. Drop, watch my front foot going to the side. Drop the weight, bounce up, follow the line you're standing on. A difficult one. Overstep, rotate on the heel, drop your weight, up, release the foot, place it on the line you're standing on, and sit, and close. Good. That was the Tai Chi for today with a short talk on Yin and Yang. Hope you enjoyed. I wish you a very good week. I've heard it say that it will be very warm, so hope you can go outside. And well, see you next Thursday. Thank you for being here. Stay safe, stay healthy.